Hello, my name is Theo Durrant and welcome to the first of my real reviews. Today we're going to be looking at the first Dracula film, Nosferatu. In 1897, Bram Stoker wrote what is now considered to be one of the masterpieces of horror literature, Dracula, and thus inventing the creature of the vampire. Stoker himself went on to write a theatre adaptation of his novel, and the story was also made for Hollywood in 1931, with Dracula played by Bela Lugosi, the man who immortalised the cultural icon of the character.
You'll know that I am called the Count.
This was not the earliest film adaptation of the novel, however, as German director F.W. Murnau wanted to make a Dracula movie in the early 20s, but was denied the story rights by the Stoker's widow. But did that stop him? Not a bit. Murnau went ahead and made the movie anyway, but changed several names of the characters to avoid copyright infringement, hence the film's title, Nosferatu, instead of Dracula. The story is very similar to the book. A real estate agent called Hutter is sent to Eastern Europe to sell a home to the local aristocrat, who also happens to be a vampire. The villagers try to warn Hutter, but he ignores their superstitious pleas, and naively pays a visit to Count Orlok. The Count signs the lease and is sent to Germany so he can feed on the unsuspecting public. Count Orlok is played by Max Schreck, who does an amazing job as the vampire. He's always filmed in the centre of shot and his very presence commands fearful attention. He's probably the scariest looking film Dracula because of his makeup took a more bat-like approach to the image of a vampire, with his small front fangs, bald head and pointy ears. Schreck was a method actor, which meant that he wore his costume and makeup on set at all times so he could always remain in character. Can you imagine working with someone who looked and acted like they were a vampire while they were filming? If you want to know what that feels like, you should check out Shadow of the Vampire, a fictional film about the making of Nosferatu. The special effects in this film are really well done for their time, but seem a little basic to us now. Stop frame animation is used frequently, and this makes Orlok look like he has telekinesis, and occasionally he'll walk through walls. One particular scene that I found very interesting is during the mountain trail ride to Orlok's castle. Here we see the coach driver dressed in black, and then seemingly for no reason, we cut to a negative shot here. It bugged me for ages, why would they use this shot? Originally I thought it was to cover up the fact that they shot the scene in daytime, but in so many other scenes which are supposed to be at night, it's clearly daytime. Then it hit me. If this is a negative shot, then why are the coach and coach driver still in black? Pretty creepy, right? The music is another thing that deserves a mention. I own the version that includes the music done by Art Zoid, and it's very inconsistent. It has its fair share of supernatural sounding tunes that work well with some scenes, but for others it just totally ruins the mood. Look at this moment right here. Oh, now I know where Castlevania gets their music from. What the hell were they thinking? It's like they got Rammstein to do the vocals. It's so unnecessary. There are multiple different versions of accompanying music though, so I can't speak for all of them. Throughout the movie we do feel a sense of dread against the supernatural, and we are instantly drawn to Schreck's character, but there are simply not enough scenes with Count Orlok in them, as most of the film involves some really boring moments between Hutter and his wife, along with some other side characters, making the film quite difficult to sit through. I wouldn't really recommend it unless you're interested in the history of horror films or vampire lore, but it does provide some old-fashioned chills, especially when we see the vampire's shadow creeping up the stairs. Oh, and the next time if someone asks you if you're Team Edward or Team Jacob, say you're Team Orlok. The look on their face would be priceless.